No. I'm a UK soca artist. Everybody have thing.
Yeah, man. Where's your whole heap of thing loaded?
Yeah, but
batch 2, but batch busy.
No, but batch busy with this just thing and winding
batch-
down the place with all them thing and then let me see them telling them is in the spotlight.
I don't know RBC signal.
I don't. Oh.
Whoa, yo. People, welcome back to another episode of Soca Odyssey, the Soca journey where we sit down and we talk to the rising stars, the superstars, the amazing talent, both locally and globally. This is the show for you to really get to know your favorite soca artists and the new ones to come. I'm your host, Sir, for mention of the Flag Sound. We got the whole Flag Sound team. And of course, don't forget, probably that by the time you see this Soca weekend, they're probably gone. You probably miss out. Make sure you're there next year, 2023, Portugal, October, we're there. But my guest this episode is a big artist. He and I were just discussing what it means to be a big artist, and I've known him for quite some time, for over a decade now. I know you from before. I know you from 2011, 2010. So yeah, a decade now, and the journey has been amazing to see. He encourages you to feel the vibe, wine in motion. He reminds us that life is not a bed of roses. He also has his own, feelings about women and their ways on wooing men. How it leaves them feeling like they're in obia. But most importantly, he's an all-round musician and performer. My guest this lovely afternoon, this lovely day, is none other than TriniBoi Joocie.
Bless my brother.
Blessed my brother.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Is the vibes?
Welcome to Soca Odyssey. So, talk to us straight away about 2022. Because we don't go through the pandemic. How's your pandemic? No. 2022, we're in October right now. How has the year been for you?
2022 has been amazing. It's been amazing to say the least, It's the first time where we actually open up, where the place open up and events are happening where people are not afraid to attend, artists are able to work, both in the creative process as well as performing it, taking it on the road, 2022 has been crazy for me, super busy, where it's the first time where I actually lost my voice over Carnival weekend because I was working so much. You know what I mean? And I give thanks for that,
Every time.
Are
you still the Nottingham Carnival ambassador?
I am still one of the ambassadors.
You're one of the
ambassadors. So yeah, it's a responsibility that even without them giving me that, I always had that approach anyway. You know what I mean? Like I represent the culture, the music, the pan, the soca, the artists, but also I live and breathe this thing, what I mean? It's not just for Carnival time I promoting, as you know, we do this all year round, so it's something that I've adopted,
And I have to agree to that. You definitely embody what it means to be an ambassador of the culture. You're forever waving the flag, you're forever putting Trinidad and Tobago on that map, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's your 9 to 5, whether it's in the art form. And it's a pleasure to see somebody with so much consistency, because it's so hard, especially after everything that's happened in the last 2 years, for people to remain consistent. But let's jump to before the pandemic. The last time we spoke was on the Beat Radio 103.6, and we were just on the cusp of releasing one of your many smash hits. But this is, I would say, the super smash hit, because it's your first of many to take you globally, which is Bottle Overhead featuring Wetty Beats. Big up Wetty. Anyway, he did. You and the whole team. 2019, did you think that Bottle Overhead would have done as well as it has done and continues to do?
Yeah. And I say that in the most humblest way. I knew. It's funny because when I did, I don't know if you came to my listening party, when I did the Brother Rose's listening party.
Yes, I was most certainly there.
And I featured Bottle Overhead then. And even prior to that, when we released Obia, we had bottle overhead in the bag. You understand? And the thing is, we didn't want to go in the basket yet. Now we say, well, we work Obia because at that time I was building traction in regards to. At first, I wouldn't lie to you, I didn't want to release Obia because I thought it was a little too real now. You know, we talking about love and emotion, and you know, it's very. It could be seen as very direct. You know, and I thought, boy, it might be a little too personal. People might think we drama back and all in his life, you know what I mean? But then when we released it, the love was amazing. So we said, you know, let me work this song and hold the bottle. And the way our bottle even came about was an accident. You know, we was in France at the time recording, and we literally had a bottle of Old Nick, which is a French rum, cheap brew. You know, we had Old Nick, we had water. And it's only because at the time with Obia, people said, but Joocie, you had to put pan in your music. Why you don't have no pan? You're a pan man. Well, you know, the community now, they talking, they rinsing out their ears, you know. We need pan. And we end up sitting down in the studio and, you know, I tell him that, I say, we had to have some with pan. And me being myself, I drift off. And I go into social media and what he said, of course, he say, boy, come off your phone, boy, come. And I say, nah. And I end up coming across Major Hype, and he talking about the bottle girls in America. And I say, yo, ding, idea come. Bottle overhead, and I see dance too, you know, with the. And he say, what do you mean? And I say, have a bottle overhead, it could be water, it could be rum. And I say, what everybody like that is a premium kind of drink. Hennessy. We had a Hennessy in the studio, we had cheap Old Nick, and you understand? And it literally happened like that, man. When we did the song, all the elements felt right. It felt right. And I had that song there, and to be honest, I worked a lot. I worked that song hard.
Most certainly. Tell us about, before we get into the working of the song.
Yeah.
What was that moment in the studio where you said, yeah, this gonna be the one that people really love? Because it's one thing to see it play out after working it, but it's one thing to also feel it in the studio before anybody else, because it's just you and Wetty and the four walls and the instruments. So how was that like? How did you really know that, yeah, from in the studio, this is it?
Again, it's that natural feeling. You know, me personally, I don't look at nobody, I don't listen to anybody, to what somebody doing and try to emulate. I've always been original, and I try to stay focused on my brand, you know, and who I am and what I'm saying in my music, you know. And I guess me and Wetty share that same, you know, that same idea. And you could feel it. It's a natural thing, you know. When you feel it, you're like, yeah, boy. And what tends to happen is when we're doing songs, we'll do 2-3 songs at once. And then revisit it the next. So those times when we're in the studio, it'll be like 2-3 days. Camp is like we in the army. It's no time to go out and lime or enjoy or do sightseeing, or is from the time I land is in the studio for 3 days straight. We just go and bathe, brush your teeth, eat something. We just about eating it and working, just writing tunes, playing it, you know, and everything is from scratch. We're building everything within that time period, right? So with Bottle Overhead, when we revisited the morning, because we may have started like 3 o'clock in the morning, and by 11, we jump back up again, we back in it again, you know, and the vibe was right. It felt, you know, like, yeah, boy, this one nice, you know, the direction we go in. And yeah, sometimes with songs, it's not an overthink. You don't have to overthink it or overcomplicate it. Sometimes it's that as simple as, if something feels right, what it is you want out of that project. You know, with Bottle Overhead, we wanted to highlight the pan. We wanted to highlight that feel good. You know, like when you hear tum 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 tum, it could be an advert. It could be it could, you know, it was so easy, to be honest with you. It was so easy that that's what made it special. You know, it was so easy, and it's easy on the ears too. You know what I mean? It has space. It don't know plenty words where you can. You know? That's true.
That's true. Yes, definitely. The pan, I agree. From when I first heard it, I was like, yo, that intro, that vibe. Even now when I think of the song, I'm just like, yeah. It's not my song, but I sing it like it's my song. I'm so proud. I'm like, yeah, UK artist or soca artist based in the UK.
Okay, yeah.
Bam. But talk to us now about working a song, because for a lot of people, for a lot of our viewers and listeners watching who are admirers, supporters, fans of the art form and the artist, and also other potential up-and-coming artist producers, talk to us about that work in the song journey, because you worked Obia. So how did you work Obia different, or how did you work Bottle Overhead different to how you worked Obia?
The first thing I would say, and I have to be totally honest, boy, I prayed on the song, boy. I prayed like, it's funny because what people don't understand is when you regard us as a small artist, and we was having this off air, we were having this conversation, I always see myself at a certain level, and that is not to be cocky or to be thing, that is because I know what I can do. You understand? And it's one of those things where you're humble, but you know what you bring into the table. You understand? I've been in this thing before it was popular culture here. You understand? I've been an advocate for it. So after a while, you gain the experience where you know what works and what doesn't work. And I guess it was a combination of the links that I made over the years in regards to radio, media, etc. The team I had working to support us. So big up to Adana from CR Media.
And they're based in Trinidad.
Yeah, she's based in Trinidad, so she also represents Patrice Roberts as part of her management. She was a key asset to this thing, you know what I mean? Roger Andrews, which is my guy who on the road in Trinidad for me. You know, these are people who was with me on the road. You understand what I mean? And when I speak on the road, I mean, I had to purchase 2 tickets. So I went to America first. I started working in New York. And then I went to Trinidad in December, right? Came back here and then I went back to Trinidad. So it's 3 plane tickets I buy to go within a 3 months time period. Go to every and as many radio stations as possible. But the one difference that I did compared to any other thing, well, there's 2 differences. The first one was I prayed. We sat, I was in New York, I will never forget. I big up to Mastermind who's on Team Soca. I sat in the apartment in New York and I said, before I release the song, Lord, I pray that you bless this song. And I prayed on it and I let it go. And it so happened over time, you know, when the song come out, I went to Trinidad. And the same thing, I went and released it. And my attitude, the second thing was, my approach was very different. Normally I go home and it's a new song I have, you know, just very humble. But this time I say, hey, this song is a hit, and the energy was different. And I said to them, let me know on air, I don't know if I could cuss, let me know if this shit or if it's a hit. And Akeem 5.2, who he's still on Boom Champions. It was Akeem, Jade, and Robin. And Akeem look at me, because I'm a personal bedroom, and say, but you see, they're not England, you know, they're Trinidad, you can't think it. I say, Akeem, this is a monster. And when they start the tune, I'm telling you, my brother, the radio station shut down. It crashed. The station crashed. Understand what about here, man? The station crashed. The line started ring. The line, boom, messages, the WhatsApp, everything. Just, he probably play about 15 seconds of the tune, the intro, boom. And then when the hit could be what? When it come. And then they were like looking at each other, and I have it all on video too. And they looking at each other like,
say that for the documentary.
Yeah, right? And they looking at each other. And then somebody call, and this when you know you get through. Right? Well, one part anyway. A part, because it's parts. Somebody phone in, and the person calling, like callers, yeah boy, that is a hit, different people just ringing. Yeah boy, that one's a monster. So the people started to talk. So they watching around each other like, what happening here? A man call and he say, the only criticism I have for that tune, boy, I find it don't have no climax, boy. Like it missing a climax. That was somebody said. Less than a couple seconds later, somebody else ring back. Hey, you see the man who call about climax, but see go in the pharmacy and get tablets for that. From then, I knew that the people absorbed the song. You know what I mean? And from there it went off. It was plain. But something happened in January, but I don't know what it was. Because we had Christmas, so Christmas time they playing Parang, different. Remember they cut Soca And it's after Boxing Day now is when, you know, the big guns will drop their songs and certain tunes was playing before go get filtered out. Something happened, boy. I don't know. It was one day I started getting messages. Boy, it have a tune on the island right now, mashing up the places. Joocie boy, Trin, Juice Lord, Trini, Juice London, Trin. They call me all kind of names. But it was the song they're talking about. And from there, it just went from strength to strength, man. And yeah, it's a real journey with Bottle Overhead. Trust me, it was a journey with this song, even not being able to work it as we was meant to be because of the whole COVID thing. And it still grew, and it's still up until this day, still
growing. I want to add to that because I remember watching it from, of course, here in London and watching it visually document that journey, especially in your Instagram moments. And there was a particular stretch of the working of it where you went to like 3 back-to-back events in Trinidad where you were performing, and everybody giving you this, who this man on the stage? First event. I could see you didn't feel no way about that. He said the first one, you do your thing, you know, TriniBoi, you're a seasoned artist, so you're not gonna pay the money. You go to the second event. Again, people, but this time 2 people do the song in the crowd, only 2. So I see a latch on to that. Then the third event now is a bigger crowd now. And obviously, it's like what Nadia was just said recently. The whole of the front of the crowd not giving you no vibes. People looking away, people like, but you're just giving them. I'm like, rotted. This is not easy. This is for me, I felt low on behalf of you, but I'm saying, look at TriniBoi. TriniBoi still, and I could see that you were feeling like, yo, I'm tired, yo, but it's the 3rd gig for the night or something, and boy, I want the song, and you're giving it to them, like, yo, the song is gonna still be big, you know, but this artist, Joocie, working this song, and then I see, you know, come back, and then, I don't know if you mentioned this person, but I don't know the name. But the driver that you always have in Trinidad with you.
Right, Roger.
That's his name.
Roger.
Oh, you call him something else in the car.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm Total.
Yeah,
Total.
So Total. And I remember then now the next day or 2 days later, Total is driving you somewhere. And Total turned around and said, TriniBoi, listen.
Yeah.
TriniBoi, listen. And I'm like, yo, all right, the song is working.
Yeah.
Working. And then I think by the end of the trip, you did another big gig and there was a better response.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, all right, the song is cracking. So that's just to go to show to all the other creators out there that, yo, listen, you have to get stuck in the mud. You can't just think of it as, yeah, you get through and you leave it. No, you have to press gas till your foot come out of the car and you're pressing gas all the way because there's a lot to do to work a song to make it a smash hit and live It Was Mine as a song where even though when that song play, it have that vibe. And for those people that went to Trinidad Carnival 2020, they're going to remember because they're going to be like, yeah, this was the last song before the carnival and before the whole pandemic and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yo. And that's it. And then the next stage now is where we had that internet run now where we're pumping it on all the platforms where Joocie's messages say, yo, you watch your song this week? I'm like, yo, watch it on YouTube. All right, we're at 500,000. Then it's like, raw, Joocie reach 500,000. So we're going for the 1 million now.
And to interject, you know, the key show for me, and I love, and I still have it, and I posted it on Facebook, was Patrice Robert. She had a concert in December, and under same management, I was asked to perform, and it was in Arima, so it's my father's side hometown. So I remember performing, and that is where the crowd stand up, and me being me, I work in it because Trinidad is what you call is one of the hardest crowds, and once you crack them, once you do what you had to do, because they go like here, but they ain't go show you they like you. It's one of them things. Like they will watch you and be like, but who is you, boy? But I find him and so he sounding good, you know, boy, but I ain't go give him that forward yet because I don't know he. I know Marcelo Bonjo. You understand? I not the big boy and them now. So you song good, you song good, keep going, man. That's a good one, yeah. You know, they will get that kind of vibe, but they wouldn't outwardly show you that that love, you know? And for me, it's about staying true to who I am, you know, and I think that's testament to my journey, to my career. You know, I've been in the trenches. You know that from when, and I always say this, you know, and some people know me now where they think Bottle Overhead is the first song I sing. You know, some people like, yeah, I like his song Bottle Overhead, man. His song good for you, good tune. These times I doing soca a good 8 years before that. You understand what I mean? Having songs, you know what I mean? From Go Down to Beautiful to Is We to Mad to, you understand what I mean? Can't Tired must be in that. I was on big rhythms, you know what I mean? From since 2014, you know? So to me, it's like, people don't see that journey. And for me, sometimes it's about reminding them. Yes. You know, it's reminding them and reminding them through showing them your work. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've done, you know? I don't settle for feeling, well, I've accomplished, you know, or I'm there. To me, I'm addicted to progression. I'm addicted to perfection. I'm addicted to self-development. You know what I mean? I have an addiction. You know how Cristiano Ronaldo addicted to training and eating and properly and playing the best, and I am addicted to being a perfectionist and progression. I'm addicted to work. You know what I mean? And I think all of these things are attributes that you need when you go in the trenches. You know what I mean?
Most certainly. Most certainly. So we're at the point now, we reached the 500,000 mark. This is like 4 months to go before the song is been out for a year. So we're in the middle of the pandemic now. Right? We're in the middle of the pandemic, so everybody is at home. How hard is it now to keep pumping us on? Remember, now you therefore can't travel. We therefore can't do no gigs, no fets. Everything is Twitch, everything is IG live. I think the amount of money people spend on Pirate supposed to be Pirate Studios supposed to be a billionaire by now.
Come on.
Because
come on, yeah.
People was living in Pirate Studios.
It's true.
That's now the third stage now, because it's one thing to have it before, work it in the early stages, you get that first 500,000, because you say, yo, all right, 100,000 and 300,000 then, all right, 500,000 now. So now everybody's talking. Everybody's saying, yo, like, all right, Joocie have something here. First UK soca artist or soca artist from the UK, apologies.
No, I'm a UK soca artist. Okay. I push that. If we don't represent where we come from, who representing? What made this different in Trinidad is because the man who sing this song is based in the UK. You understand? Yes, UK-based soca artist, but I represent UK soca. You understand? And in saying that too, with the whole 500,000, I get fight down too from certain people. I ain't going to embarrass them. No, Joocie boy, don't do that. We ain't begging for views. And I say, bro, it's not about begging. It's about working and not having pride. You understand? Sorry. So yeah. No, it's true. No, it's talk your mind. Talk your mind. That's what it's all about. Because we're here to soca. This is about the journey. So we want to hear that journey and all the intricacies of it. We reached at 500,000 or just above now. 4 months to go, because the tune come out September. Yeah. So it's the end of September, October. Yeah. So that's the next stage now. It's like the final radio runs. How much radio runs did you do in the UK? Because it's one thing to do it in Trinidad, but then to do it here in the UK as well, because it's most of the stations here not trying to hear no soca. They only want to hear it during carnival time. So how are you managing that? I as you know, I fearless, and you know, when I shout you to come on, I say, yo, between this date here, bro, big something happen. You know what I'm saying? Say, boy, but you say, they're like this time and that time already. You can't, you know. For me, there's no shame in working. You understand? And because I gave a deadline, I said within this week I need to do as many stations. So who have I remember going in main bedroom behind a screen, and they have their little setup for them, and I say, I come in on your show. You know what I mean? Because to me, there's no limit to promoting yourself. You know, and if you want this, you have to go above and beyond. If it's already getting and it's climbing and you can see the momentum, why not capitalize and even push more? Why settle and say, okay, well, at least we almost, When I see 700,000, 800, I say, work even more. This time it's illegal, we can't even go outside, COVID, so we can't, give me COVID, Boris,
so we can't go nowhere.
But we had to go.
Mm-hmm.
How we gonna live? You understand? And for me, it's about that fearlessness, man. That's a lesson to, I guess any artist, at what level you are, you have to be fearless. And for me, I stand by that,
Without a doubt, man. For me, it was definitely a pleasure to see the song do so well and see how the American people, I remember you, and also you were very active with the reposting of people, because I'm seeing American, after all the soca lovers in the American, the Caribbean community, the West Indian community in America, reposting it, bottle over there, and it's like, some people who say, them listen to.
Yeah, soca, We Bleed Soca, big up to them, the We Bleed Soca crew.
We Bleed Soca
they have a group. Them.
And it's like, hold on, this song really, and then people doing the bottles and people putting it on their head. And you're like, yo. And then this was even, and the funny thing is, this is even before TikTok get big. So imagine if you did drop this song now. Good.
It actually, the amount of people messaging me, Joocie, make it a challenge where you put the bottle on your head. And then a few people did it, even artists was doing it. Big up Imani Ray, good bedroom. I remember she was one of the first ones who put it on she head and winding down the back, and because she looked good too, so men will engage with that, and she they're building up their TikToks or whatever. But yeah, man, it's been a journey, and it only now start to get to that level where we making noise. You understand? And I had to force certain people's hand to where they had to call me. You understand? They had to call. We went in the but it's so much things there, but it's like, yeah, Bottle Overhead is a special one. Bottle Overhead is a special one, man. So we grateful for Bottle Overhead. But the next one, you see the wine in Parish?
That bubbling nicely.
You see the wine in Parish?
That bubbling nicely. So talk to us now about the in-between journey. So how are you feeling now? We've done some shows. What shows are you looking forward to do? What else has happened in 2022 where you can say, yes, because that highlight of Bottle Overhead was amazing, and we know that you're now on the global soca scene platform officially now. No matter where you go, if you play that, because you were even in Canada, weren't you? You did that big show in Canada, big up Soca Prince and just everybody over in Canada. My Virgin touring? What's going on?
But that's the next thing too. It's funny. I am one of the, I can say, most toured artists within the genre soca. I tour every year, at least if it's not 5 or 6 countries. It's only because COVID slowed me down now. But other than that, I even down to the last weekend we had Wonderland. People was vexed, cause I sing when it just about had a few people inside and people vexed. But I had to honor international bookings. So I had to go to Norway straight from my performance, straight to the airport, straight to go there any night to perform, to come back the next day to do our next thing. So for me, I'm always active. I'm always working, which is important. It doesn't have to be thousands of people and things. I like the little 50, the little 300, the little 500, because you see, they are the ones who will get that close-up experience and stick with you.
Speaking on that, you had a concert this year. Talk to us about it.
I always have it, every year. You come here, I'm still waiting for you to come, Of course, back and I show you. Right? Because you're supposed to be family, I don't understand that. I don't
reach it.
No, I don't understand that. Yeah. But the team, you part of it in a sense because the team is one team.
Yes.
You understand?
So everybody gets it.
So everybody at the gate. Yeah. Everybody, but this year it was. This year I made a decision, a conscious decision, because I've done my concert now. The first one I had was in 2014, at All White Party for my birthday, live band and everything. And that was good 2014. And then a couple of years I think shuffle, boom, boom, boom. And then I think I came back in 2017, I think, or 2019. 2018, 2019. Yeah, because 2020 we didn't have nothing. Right, so 2018, 2019, I did it, but I did it in July. So normally I'll do the concert in July. So the first one I had was Joocie Unplugged.
Yes.
That was the first concert I have, Paul Brixton, live band. Nice turnout. The second year I did it now was Decade concert. Nice turnout too. So then the screens and that level there, the mid-level there was nice setup. You was I don't know if you did come to one of them. I might be the listening party. You was there.
I was at listening party. I should have come to Unplugged.
You were supposed to be, not shoulda, you were supposed to be, right? But then this year now I said, you know what? I'm an artist, I base here. I represent the music from here. Why am I forcing my event in July? I could do it Carnival week, And people, boy, Joocie, promoters and men had to call me. But Joocie was that one, boy, I said, listen, I don't know promoter, though. I'm an artist, but I want a platform to express myself and my band, you understand, live band. And I'm going to do it on Thursday. And I say, boy, Joocie Thursday, boy. I say, hey, it have a nice ring. So me saying, boy, you go girls and because when they hear Joocie Thursday, it sound like something now. And that was the main thing. And I said, you know what? No matter what, I know the turnout is going to be good. And, I give thanks to my team for pulling it off because we only really confirmed up everything like 3 weeks before. And I tell you, I'm a perfectionist, so this should have been done for months ago. But certain brothers, we had to wait for them and they dragging the foot and we had to go and lift, you know what I mean, to push them to get things sorted. And eventually we did get it sorted. And bro, it's one of the best decisions I could make because the way how it was this year, big up to Subterranea, you know what I mean, big up to J Flags, big up to Black Chinese, big up to DC, big up to my band, the Zati band, you understand?
Zati!
You understand? Big up to the team, big up to all the DJs, Super Trini, Candy Pop, Just Vibes. I want to miss one, Gel. Again, I know Gel before Gel is Gel. So it was a family, it was a lot of people who have done favors for over the years. Call man and say, hey, what going on? I do my concert this year. Talk to me, what we saying? You understand? And the support was amazing. The support, the turnout was amazing.
When was it this year?
Subterranea.
Oh, it's the venue.
In the heart of Notting Hill Carnival. Like everything was amazing. You know what I mean? Big up to the Soca vets as well. Some mature ladies, sweet vocalists. Yes. Sweet.
Yeah, because I've seen them about, they do a lot of the Soca karaoke's and thing, and they've been about for a while, and they have that, yes.
Sweet. We have a project together already anyway. I did a project with them. We did a version of Mr. Kongster, an acoustic version. So look out for that. When you hear...
hold on. That's a song you just mentioned, Mr.
Kongster.
That's another one I want to hits them that is bubbling nicely.
Yeah, it's bubbling. But we never really put... But the nice thing, it's so hard because... Bro, my catalog, I have thing. Listen, right now, men just be cussing me because, boy, you just have thing day, release. Like even when in Paris, the way I work, people go sweat release, You understand? But because of the creative journey you go through, for me, it's like every 3 tune, I take one. Every 3 tune, I take one. But when you look at the other 2 that left out, two, it's enough music. And the problem with Mr. Kongster is that because Bottle of Ed was already a groovy, people want to hear the opposite. So when I released Massacre,
how can I forget Massacre?
Right?
As soon as you reach.
That's why people gravitate. If you understand this thing.
People like power groovy. Or
if you
groovy
just do groovy, they get bored. So you have to give them something different. You remember, even after I released Bottle of Head, I released the first tune I had released for that year was Quarantine. Before they was using the term quarantine. Right? Before there was, I wrote that in Canada, right? And then I did Safeb, me and Cool Chisel. It's an Afrobeat kind of fusion, a different mix to, you know what I mean? And then I come back and I release Mr. Kongster. No, I lie, Massacre.
You release Massacre, because Massacre mash up Dreamland.
Yeah, Massacre. And
that's when you and Wetty come out in the Super Saiyan outfits. Because on the Super Saiyan
I actually did that first, and this is how mad it is. At Jam Juve, that was the only event that happened during
yes, 2021. Yes.
2021.
Yes.
And real people guys after that, right? I had on the Super Saiyan thing, but I had on a shorts and a thing. But I said for Dream, I said let me go full out. Let me, and at first I said, but me wear no costume, big man. I said man the sweat, you know what I mean? If I wear that costume, but bro, the impact and the music and so yeah, if you look at it, there's tunes that I released in between that didn't really even get the attention because everybody was gravitating towards Bottle, and then Massacre because it was the total opposite. You know? But that's how this thing is. You have to know, as the point I'm making is that when you're on your creative journey, you can't stop. You can't stop, man. And then I still did back in the days, which is a Soca Gel.
Yes.
A video for that too as well.
And the thing,
with the dogs and the, remember, it's real music release like that. It's
about,
real music
about
release.
7 song release.
It's about 7, 8 songs, you know? But the ones that people gravitate to, and I say, oh, that's fine. Pull certain things back. That's fine.
Because now you see that there's a pattern what the people like. So what to give them. So 2023, we're going to just get what? 4 songs? 2 groovy, 2
Well, obviously my situation changed up now. Because we're doing things differently now, you know, give thanks. We on another
journey.
Another road now. We're now going up the next road now. So I have to.
It's a remapping now. People, by the time they see this, make sure Trini, give them your socials so that when they see this and they go on your socials,
it go reflect.
It go make sense.
So Instagram at TriniBoi Joocie at TriniBoi JOOCIE. Yeah, but they go on there.
I search it on YouTube as well. You're on TikTok?
YouTube. I am on TikTok, Joocie Music, so JOOCIE Music.
You were going through, I know this year as well, you went through a branding change. You changed the name, you drop off the TriniBoi.
No.
Or you're still keeping the TriniBoi?
Well, the logo itself changed. So before it was TBJ with the crown and the thing, but now it's Joocie Music. Because as part of my publishing too, that's the company, you know what I mean, under Joocie Music. So everything I release is under Joocie Music, unless it's a collaboration or they're distributing it or whatever. So it's more so the brand, you know what I mean? And for future ventures, we have some ideas, you know. As I mentioned, I did a few collabs written for a few people, you know what I mean? Artists, soca artists in our circuit, you know. So yeah, it's kind of under that umbrella now, Joocie Music, you know, any kind of writing I do outside or co-production.
Are we gonna get any more pan from Joocie? Because this year was amazing for Panorama. I think it was probably one of the biggest turnouts. It was really felt and noticed on social media. The excitement of who won. Who are you with for pan? Which is the pan group that you're a part of?
Ebony Steel Orchestra. So that's my foundation. So that's when I came over to this country. I came over to play pan, and it's Ebony Steel Band. That's so we the winning band 20. I think it's 24. Panorama's 22. Somewhere around there. Panoramas.
And they won this year?
Yeah, we won this year.
What was the song they won with this year?
Blacks mashup. Yeah, but the thing is too, I played pan. So for me now, this is a all wrong amazing year, because the last time I did this was in Trinidad, 2014, where I was in Soca Monarch semi-finals. I played mass that year. It was the first year I played mass costume, and I played in Panorama as well. And this year now, you know, I played Panorama, was singing on the Panorama stage. So I literally perform on the Panorama stage, run back, change, go on with the band to practice, to come back on stage to perform again, you know, and then obviously was doing the circuit with the chucks and so yeah.
It's not easy.
It's, you know, it's part of it. I love that.
So what do you love more? Pan or the penmanship? Which has Joocie more?
Yeah, but what's the podcast drink, champ?
That's why I
go get drunk.
Drink then.
So it's like two of them give me two different feelings. I wouldn't lie to you. And my close people tell me this too. When I'm writing, I have a kind of ritual thing I do now. I will start pacing up and down. And you think, what am to he? What going on with he? And I just going off. You know what I mean? I love that. I love the creative process too. When you're writing and you know get the beat and you know you're breaking it down, you're working your melodies first and then you start to write and it had to make sense, you know what I mean? How you structure your diction, you know? But with pan now, when I play in pan, it's more of a release. Because you're flexing, it's kind of like, you know, if it's a bodybuilder and you cream down yourself, so and you know, you're flexing, you're showing everybody, look, this is hard work. For me, that is what I get from when I play in pan. It's kind of like, it's complicated, because remember, it's memory. You have to remember this piece of music. It's 10 minutes piece of music. And you have to remember every note is a different sound. So sometimes you might play 2 notes together, which is a chord, right? Or you might be single, or you might play 50 in one go, which is called a run. You understand what I mean? So it's about memory. So in regards to pan, it's more of a release. You know, it's more of a release and a free experience. But when you're writing and I will listen over 1 million times. So the creative process for me is more, I think I get more, it's 2 different experiences. Yeah.
And in your creative process, are you a drinker? Are you a person that you say you pace upon? Do you drink as well? You're drinking now. We're drinking now. So are the sponsors, by the way. Flat Cap Drinks. Make sure you follow them on the Instagram. Make sure you get your packages in time for Black History Month, Christmas coming up, your staff parties. They do the mini size as well. Check them out, Flat Cap Drinks. So, are you a drinker? How does TriniBoi create the music? So, we know you do Massacre, we know you do Mr. Council, we know you do Wine in Parish. Is there always a drink in hand? Or it just depends, there can be different moments?
No, it's different moods. And it's what you're saying. Sometimes you might need a drink to carry you in a different place. You know what I mean? But again, because I'm a thinker, I may take a drink to, I don't want to use the term slow me down, but to allow me to focus on but then that's something like a functional alcoholic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I ain't saying that, but what I'm saying is that every song requires a different different. Yeah, but then again that song is sketchy too, because then they go say, well, what that song require? What this song, you know what I mean? So for me it's all about
Wine in Parish require.
All right, no, but Wine in Parish was literally based on when I was in Trinidad at the time, for 2020, when them girl and them whining, I did a show by Next 99, right, a radio station in town. And when them girl whining, they choke up them out. You know what I mean? And they watching the wine. Trinidad, that's how they does wine home. You know what I mean? They choke up them out. So when I say, throw your hand up and give me a dirty net. Boom, boom, doom, 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 doom. But with that now, the vibe was about, we want to bring back a sound that zook, doom, 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 feel good. Again, I had this song now for how much years since the listening party. Now, real men, you know what I mean, running with that song. Big up GBM running with it now. Ding, when he didn't. What is this scene? Yeah, that tune.
Yeah, down there.
Down there. It's that whole, you know, everybody now tap into, but I tap into that from since. You understand what I mean? But again, because of me only working, producing new thing, I'm not focusing on releasing what I need to release at that time. You understand what I mean?
So then, are we getting a Joocie music album?
Yeah.
2023?
We getting an EP this year.
EP this year?
An EP coming this year. Right now I have some contractual constraints. But we're looking at, I mean, it's Black History Month, fingers crossed, I go see what could happen. But the idea is I am releasing an EP called PLN. And PLN is a road, the bottom of Laventille where I grew up. And that EP is going to be a blend of culture, different songs. So you might have a soca drill, you might have a traditional power soca, you have a groovy. But I'm going to include 2 new projects on there. So it's going to be, I'm looking at 7. It's meant to be 6, but I will get a bonus, 7. Right? And yeah, man, that be before the end of the year, realistically, because artwork, everything, write up, videos done. It's 6 videos done already. Put down, everything have a video. But it's just because of the contractual constraints at the moment. But as soon as I get the heads up, it's coming out.
Flying out there.
Yeah.
how are you managing now with these? Because as your thing has elevated since Bottle Over Head now, we have contractual constraints, we have new agreements, we have further broadening and development of the brand,
new
Joocie,
management,
and you have new management now, and management need assistance now, so the team bigger now. How easy is that? Because you say you love development, but how easy is it to know? Is it really easy to just level up like that in all senses? Like,
you mentioned. Sorry, you gotta repeat that.
sorry. So, how easy is it to cope with that expansion? Because, as you said, you're mentioning contractual agreements, you're mentioning development and growing of the brand Joocie Music and TriniBoi Joocie. How easy is that growth to handle? Because, like I said, with 2019, we had a great run. We get then we get a big expansion now. It coming like, is there like a plateau, or do you feel like you've been able to go with that thing?
Yeah, so no, we in a different sphere now. You understand? It's not even about functioning on a particular level now. We in a different space now, in the sense of this is a global, like, what's about to take place is going to be huge, not only for me, but for the culture, for the music, and with growth comes change, not everybody likes change, all can adapt to change, but in order to elevate, you have to change, you have to evolve, you know what I mean? So it's that time now where you need bigger team, and it's not just about bigger team, it's people doing what they're supposed to do. You understand? Like, you need people who are industry specialists, and put it that way, where their job is to do their job, and that's how they're getting paid. You understand? When a man had to work for his living, he's going to work. You know what I mean? And that's the level we at now, where the team or whatever, you have to work to get paid. You understand what I mean?
And the table now setting up nice.
The table,
we have ice, we have water, we have rum, we have ting. We have ting and ting.
You know what I mean? So it's just a different level of professionalism now. You know what I mean? And
I love that.
And it's growth, as you say. You know what I mean?
Can we expect any collaborations? Because I know for a fact, after Bottle Overhead, with the reception it got from the other soca artists, both locally and abroad, are we seeing any collabs? Because we know you have a real link. We know you're a musician, and we know you and Wetty have that global link now. We know you and Wetty always do well with Massacre, and you did a track with is Massacre you?
Me and it's Spark, actually big up. Spark and Electrify, yeah. So they are Soca man when I was in Grenada. They are accomplished artists over there, and I brought them on the project.
So are we getting more of that? And I feel like I want to hear a sorry to cut it. TriniBoi Joocie on a groovy with a woman artist now. I feel like it's well overdue.
You remember the last one I had was Sweet Calypso with Nikisha, you remember?
Right. So it's time.
Years back, but do I have any female?
Iman, Ray, Nikki Baby, Ray is Patrice.
Actually, I lied. I'm stolen and I had to apologize now. Me and Ray have a tune together, but the season was super busy. Big up to Daryl.
Yes.
Apologies, my brother. For months now, I supposed to finish this, but obviously the concert, this, that. Priority, I had to prioritize what's important at that moment in time, But me and Ray have something coming. It's a nice vibe. But yeah, man.
Because I feel like there's also another artist. She's based in, I think, Canada though, and she done a song with Brother B. I can't remember her name now. Forgive me, darling. But yeah, I want now to see that link where.
But for me personally, bro, it's not just about doing a collab. It had to make sense too. Like, in the sense of, what is the trajectory? Like, what is the aim? What is the purpose? You know what I mean? Because you can do a song with anybody. But if it's just going to be for that moment and it's not longevity, or you're not pushing, or you're not marketing, or you're not, what's the point of doing the song? You understand what I mean? So for me now, it's looking at it as a business, as a brand, like, where are we going with it? You understand? Or how can we take this to the next level? Or what you bring in. Now, my home girl who we meet here today, I'm a piano.
Oh, yes.
The girl who know me there, that could happen easy, you understand? Because nobody will be expecting that. So things like that, I like that, where it's challenging, it's different. You know, if you just put two artists, oh, okay, cool. What would make the project exciting? It's my point. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm more look for when I do collabs. So with Massacre is the Grenadian market because those guys are established there. You understand? And what I collaborated with, well, Chisel is my personal bedroom. You know, we work together.
Chisel is a very good writer.
A super talented artist too.
But
he is shy.
I feel like he is doing for me what Problem Child was doing for so long, writing for everybody and not saving some bangers for himself. And then
he have. You see him? Trust me.
He bad.
Trust me. And before even people were saying he bad, the man, like, it's funny because me and him gel like how me and Wetty gel. And it's very weird because I don't really gel with people like that. You know what I mean? He's super talented.
The first song I heard y'all do together, that really you know what I'm gonna say? Oh, there.
Straight.
Right.
And that was an accident.
That's the Dennery side, that's the Kuduru side. So I feel like we need more of that because we know now that's the sound that people are gravitating towards. And Trizzle, stop hiding. They in that studio hiding. The man don't come out of the studio, the man don't go nowhere, the man just in studio.
He working, man, he working, but big him up still. But yeah, me and Chisel, who else by other? I wrote Slack for Sandivas.
Sandivas, yes.
I wrote Slack. I wrote the whole song, Slack. So, and again, that was based on vibe. I went there to vibes with them, they put on the rhythm, and I say, eh. And they started whining out. I say, hey, you Slack. Hey, you know, just from watching them now. I even passed that. Like, that's it. And it was one of the most easiest thing, you know. Who else, boy? Well, Batchers do a thing called, what is the thing he does have the Tuesday? The Zest. But he ain't invite me to that.
UK Zest. Batch. Yeah, but batch with the Zest.
The man, they just do the only Zest vibes now. So they on a different realm now. But, you know.
But you and Batch need to do a tune still.
I will give you a joke.
Tell me the joke.
The first time I met Batch, I was headlining in Scala. And it was Batch and Fontes and this and that and a whole clip.
The villains.
No, but before there was villains, I telling you.
Okay.
And them time when I used to sing in Frenzy, I used to have the Joocie Camp, the Zaki crew, the flag and thing. No other artist was doing it. And them man was in it every time. A man said, boy, we from Pleasantville, we from Ding, we from South, you know, boy, you had the thing, the culture, Trinidad, And for years, Batch always tell me, boy, the artist I sing tune, all this tune, and he's singing right there on the spot. And I say, yeah, man, but you know how this thing is, it's time, it's about the right time. Them time they are hungry, I looking for it, you know what I mean? My focus different now. And again, I must say this, and I will say this to all the artists who are doing their thing, big up, because everybody's journey is different, you know what I mean? Everybody, and it's funny because it's like I just have this experience with every artist now, because with Mersey, before you even think, I bring him on tour with me to do Less Than Nothing. I brought him, and he was singing, opening up for me. And I say, me and him started the same time. The exact same time. We started the same time. But he wasn't confident in saying anything. But he always had it, always had the talent, always sick. I said, bro, just do your thing. And then he did his thing, and you understand?
And now you take a break, but you're coming back.
Oh, you could take a break. It's no time to take a break. When you take hot, you have
everybody's circles, that's different. Like you said, everybody's journey different.
Right. But in this thing here, you have to be consistent. You said it earlier.
Yes.
You have to be. Even if you're taking a break, you can't make it clear as a break. You still have to put thing out. That's why you have to have thing loaded, and you have thing loaded. Everybody have thing.
Yeah, man. Mersey have only put thing loaded.
Yeah, but
batch too, but batch busy.
No, but batch busy with this just thing and winding down the place with all them thing and then. Let me see them girl and them is in the spotlight.
Yo, batch thing nice, you know.
I afraid to go there, boy.
Batch, I went to
because they go say, boy, I see Joocie, you know, my name is the call, so.
I went one time and batch have one girl whining me and the next girl giving me drink and the next girl wiping my sweat.
Yeah,
it's a real zest.
But here the thing mad, eh? I went and do a performance in a college in East Summer, and first batch so sharp. Bradshaw, DJ Bradshaw. He was DJing there. The little youth man doing the thing, boom. You believe I see him Bradshaw mashing up Zest now and batching easy, you know.
Yeah, batching easy.
But big up to all the artists, man.
Big up everybody, because it's a beautiful journey.
It's good. Terra, big up. Who else, boy?
Even Lexton artist Divine, Miss Desire,
Sun Divas,
Nikki Baby.
Who
else is artists? Fontes have a new tune out. Fontes, Sky 473.
But it's so much artists.
It's so much
big up all the artists doing the thing.
Big
you
up
know what I mean?
and keep doing the thing. And make sure you keep pushing.
You know what I mean? Big up to everybody.
What can we expect now? We said the EP coming.
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah. Groundbreaking. I want to see you. I know you have a lot of things contracted up, so your 2023 kind of book up already, based on all the contracts. Hopefully, I see you on TV. Hopefully, I see you on some of the other international carnival stages, because I want to be on Instagram, or if I'm not there, screaming like the fan, because I'm a fan of you. I don't afraid to say to people, yo, I'm a fan of this artist, yo, I'm a fan of yours. Like, I really respect your graft and your grind and your creativity and your artistry. I want to be in the crowd when you're performing at Caribana on the biggest stages there. I want to be in the crowd when you're in Miami, because you have the catalog now and it's ready. And I want to see you now do Barbados, do Antigua, do St. Lucia, do Grenada. And I can say, my friend out there now. My friend out gone now. But you know what? Again, that's been, now we at the stage where, I mean,
you've been ready.
By the end of 2022, by the end of this year, we're going to see things, man. And it's gonna be on a bigger scale, you know what I mean? So we give thanks. Everything happening in stages, you know what I mean? People been saying that for the last year. People said to me, "Boy, Joocie boy, I need to see him, Bobby. I need to see." But you need to see her. But for me, it kind of makes sense business-wise for one.
Of course, but it's gonna make sense because your manager is good. Big up them, Vinci and them.
You understand? It's gonna be. Get your mouth there, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
All right.
Put it that way, to say the least, you know. But yeah, man,
we can't relieve everything. I want to ask you a few more quick fire questions just to let people get to understand Joocie a bit more. White or dark rum?
White.
Doubles or Polori?
Doubles. I tell you, Barra alone. Barra is
alone.
What do you mean? I go about 6. No, then I go say Joocie greedy. But yeah, I go take, doubles.
North or south? Where better?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Not being what? Not away. North
Trinidad.
North of Trinidad?
Yeah,
where? The south of Trinidad?
Yeah, where's better for you?
Tongue in the north. Tongue is in the north, yeah.
Juve or Pretty Mass?
I lie.
Oh, you said tongue. You take it.
Sorry.
Juve or Pretty Mass?
Panorama.
Okay, all right. I'll take that one. All right. Marshall or Kerwin?
Marshall.
Kess or Voice?
Oh, that one hard. I would say Kess.
Okay. Bungie or Skinny Fabulous?
Bungie, anytime. Every and anytime. But Skinny bad too, but Bungie, come on.
Destra or Fayan?
Destra.
All right, cool. Vibes Cartel or Movado?
Vibes
Cartel or Movado?
Vibes, come on, man. Vibes.
I don't know RBC Signal.
I don't. Whoa, yo. Busy. Hey, that hard. That very hard. But don't you unique? Wait, nah, the two of them Dex and apps.
No, don't do that. I told you RBC Signal.
No, that hard. But I grew up, I only within the last 10 years started really taking Busy and realize how much of an artist, all wrong artist. Actually, I'll give it to Busy. Because he's an all wrong artist. He does covers and switch up lyrics. Like, yeah, Busy.
Right, Busy? Cool. No problem. Last one. Royal Castle or KFC?
Oh, cool. It depends on the country.
Royal Castle is only in Trinidad?
Right, but KFC in which country?
Royal Castle or KFC?
If it's the KFC in town around the Savannah by Independence Square or the KFC in Piaco Airport, in Trinidad Airport, then it will be KFC. But if you're talking about authentic chicken, the crispiest, you're eating the skin alone because it's so nice. You know, and the fries with the rigid, which is where it's different. So yeah, I would say KFC.
Alright, cool. That is it, my friend. It was a pleasure speaking to you. This is Soca Odyssey with the journey TriniBoi Joocie. Please make sure you're following him. What's the socials again?
So at TriniBoi Joocie, TriniBoi JOOCIE. And if you're on the website, JoocieMusic.com. So Joocie, JOOCIE music.com. You could find everything. And yeah, man. Big up for the support. Thanks for having me. Big up Soca Odyssey. Big up yourself. I'm glad. I like how you're progressing to your working hard.
I try, brother.
It just remind my Winfred. So on today's show, yeah, Winfred. Big up yourself, my brother. You don't know, right? Always, man. You don't know.